condemning, giving and receiving, hypocrisy, forgiving, and evil hearts. And then Jesus asked the crowd this question. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not do what I say? Jesus tells the crowd, as for everyone who comes to me and hears my words and puts them into practice, I will show them what they are like. Now, I'm just interjecting that this is not in Luke chapter 6. But we all heard the story of Noah. And Noah built the ark for 120 years in the midst of people not understanding or believing what he was doing. They thought he was doing something utterly insane. And so they taunted him, made fun of him, just hurled all sorts of insults. And the world at that time was just full of sinful people. It kind of reminds me of the way America is today. But he was one man there who was willing to do what God told him to do. Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. He was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time, and he walked faithfully with God. And because Noah did just everything just as God commanded him, in Genesis 6:22, he did everything the way God told him to do it. He built that ark the way God told him to do it. He put the door where it should be. He built it as high as it should be. He didn't leave out any details. And then Abraham, we all are familiar with Abraham. And he left his home to go somewhere that he didn't know anything about, and God told him to go there. Genesis 12:1-4 says to Abraham, go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. So Abram went as the Lord had told him. And by faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, he obeyed and went, though he did not know where he was going. That's Hebrews 11:8. And that Hebrews chapter 11 is called what? Faith. That's right. Noah and Abraham did more than just listen to God. They did everything that God commanded them to do. Likewise, to be blessed like Noah and Abraham, what must we do? Obey and do everything the way that God commands us to do. In Luke 6:27, now I said we were going to kind of stroll down through the book of Luke chapter 6. So at verse 27, Jesus tells the crowd, do good to those who hate you, and bless those who curse you, and pray for those who mistreat you. Here we go. What should you do if you were slapped? Now, I don't know, has anyone in here ever been slapped? That's not a very pleasant thing to experience, is it? And what is your gut reaction when someone slaps you in the face? You want to slap them back. You want to. But, we're going to keep moving. And see what God would want us to do. If someone slaps you on one cheek, Jesus says to do what? Turn the other cheek. Just let the person slap you again. Okay? And then in the Matthew account, it didn't say to slap on the cheek. It says to slap on the right cheek. And there's some significance in that. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, in Matthew he says to turn them the other cheek also. So we're going to have a demonstration. I need 2 people to come up here. If you have any kind of pent-up frustration you want to get out at this moment, please come up. I need 2 people. Okay. Now we're talking about, in Matthew, Jesus talks about slapping the right cheek. Now, are you right-handed? Okay, good. All right, so you're going to be the person to slap. Okay. Now, look at how now you are going to slap this person. You're going to have to slap this person on the right cheek. Don't do it hard. Slap her on the right cheek. On the right cheek. No, you don't do anything. She just slap her lightly on the right cheek. Now, you have to slap her lightly on the right cheek. You want me? Yes. Not hard. Okay. No, with your right hand. with your right hand.
That's right.
Okay, this is what it would look like. Okay, now, thank you. Okay, now the significance of that, thank you, give him a hand. In the Bible, if a person slapped you on the cheek, that was offensive. It was considered very, very offensive, very, very offensive. But if a person slapped you on the right cheek, that was a double offense. And it was double offensive. It was just very humiliating to do a person like that. Yes. And that's what it looks like. It's you have an open palm slap and then you have a backhand slap. And sometimes I've heard moms tell their children, I've never said it. Now, do you want me to just backhand slap? You know, we've heard that. That means that is worse than getting slapped with the open palm. So it's a double offense. So in the days of Jesus, to slap a person with an open palm was considered very offensive, like I've said, and you would be fined. But if you slap a person with the back of your hand, you would be doubly fined. That is considered to be a double insult and worthy of a double fine. Thank you, ladies, for that. You didn't really want to slap him, did you? So today, somebody mentioned that. If someone gets slapped today, what is it called? Assault. Assault, what else? Okay, I guess it depends on, I looked that up, and it's a misdemeanor. And it may carry with it, there's a lawyer in here, okay? It may carry with it a jail sentence of 12 months or less. Am I right?
Actually, an assault is 10 years.
Is it 10 years?
$2,500 fine.
Yes.
Maximum.
And what do you consider assault? If a person goes and says, they just got slapped, would that be assault?
Yeah, if somebody, slaps you, that's an assault.
That's an assault.
But if I'm standing right in front of you and I say, I'ma slap you, and you're in fear of being slapped, and I'm close enough to slap you, that's an assault too.
I learned something today. Thank you. Don't even go there with that. You can end up in jail. Okay, so what does turning the other cheek really mean? Well, it doesn't mean that you have to put your life in danger. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that you have to let someone kill you. That's not what that means when Jesus is talking about turning the other cheek. If you get slapped and out of anger you slap the offender back, any non-Christian can do that. There's nothing gained from slapping somebody back. We're Christians. But if you get slapped and in love, you turn the other cheek, you can see the love of God and you can bring that person to Christ, or you can show something more powerful than retaliation or revenge. It's about showing love to the other person. I don't know. That would be kind of hard to do, but if you want to be like Christ, that's what you would do. Turning the other cheek is the attitude of a spiritual woman. A spiritual-minded person is willing to accept insult and criticism and physical injury with a forgiving heart, so that some might have the opportunity to come closer to God. And she overcomes the evil with a weapon of love. And I know what you all are thinking. I really do. If somebody slaps you, you're going to forget God for a couple of minutes and go on and take care of that. But it's a learning experience. Now, you have a handout in front of you. And, I like the way this room is set up because it's just perfect for group discussion. And I know Sister Gasson has some group discussions today. So what I want you all to do right now is take a few minutes and kind of discuss at your table what you should do if someone takes your coat. I'm going to tell you a little story. When I was in the 6th grade and I was at church, my mom had bought me a brand new coat with fur and leather. It came all the way down to here. I had boots. And I wore that coat to church and I hung it up in the lobby. And when I came back to get it, it was missing. Someone had taken my coat, and we looked all over that church for that coat. I'm just going to leave it right there, and I want you all to say, if someone takes your coat, what should you do? That's what your task is at your table. Discuss it, and then we're going to hear what you say. If someone takes your coat, what would you do? What should you do?
I